morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got a couple of new cards coming for One Piece. They are coming along in OP-08, which is, of course, a set we are currently in the reveal cycle for. We started the reveal cycle for OP-08, and weirdly, and I don't really understand why this is, you see, they started revealing leaders. They revealed Chopper, and then they revealed Carrot, and then they revealed Marco, who we looked at the other day, but we really need to look at again today, because there's a new ace that's been revealed that makes it look redonkulous. And then they revealed King, who we're going to look at in a minute, and then they went and revealed Ace. And don't get me wrong, this Ace is ridiculous. We're going to have a look. There is a very good reason to talk about this Ace. The card is redonk. But why did they reveal 4 of the 6 leaders and then move on and reveal not a leader? Why would you not just spend 6 days in a row revealing 1 leader each day and then move on to the other cards in the set? It is genuinely quite upsetting to me that we don't know the other 2 leaders, because I am convinced there is going to be a yellow-purple Big Mum, and I would like to be proven right, or even wrong at this stage. I just want to know one way or the other. One thing I do know is that this Friday, tomorrow, the 29th of March, we're going to kick off Easter weekend with a double box break of OP-05 over on my Whatnot. Use the invite code whatnot.com/invite/thewassie, or actually just use code thewassie at checkout now. It's been made easier. And come and hang. We'll talk some One Piece. We'll crack some packs. It'll be fun. We've done this a couple of times. It's always been fun. You don't want to miss this one, do ya? But we do have a new ace. And let's start there, because this new ace is ridiculous. As always, I've done the translations myself, but I have chat with a lovely Orange Samurai D who's checked with people like on the Twitter. I also saw the translation from Vampire over on Twitter. Just confirming I was correct, so yay! 5 cost, 6,000 power, counter plus 1,000, it's fine. But what we have is activate main, reveal the top card of your deck. Technically, it says the top 1 card of your deck if you want to be a pedant. And you can play a 4 cost or lower Whitebeard Pirates card, and then put the remaining cards at the top or bottom of your deck. Yeah, it's Sanji from OP-06. Now, it's not entirely Sanji. It is a massively, massively nerfed Sanji, let's be clear. It is not on the same level as Sanji, but it is the same kind of card. Sanji is just any character other than Sanji with a cost of 9 or less, so it will literally get anything other than a 10 cost or a Sanji played for free. This is not the same. This is a 4 cost or lower Whitebeard Pirate, which is obviously significantly weaker. But also, this is a 5 cost, not a 9 cost. And this is where we go back to the Marco leader, because oh my word, this is starting to get much better. Because people who aren't following the reveals as closely as others might look at this and go, well, alright, but come on, it only works if the top card of your deck is a 4 cost or less Whitebeard. Sure, it'll work sometimes, but you can't guarantee it. But yes, you can guarantee it, because of that leader Marco I showed you the other day, which has the skill Don X1, activate main once per turn, draw a card, and then put a card from your hand onto the top or bottom of your deck, and then one of your opponent's characters loses 2,000 power for the turn. It is absurdly good. And one of the things I told you the other day was, look, this looks really good, but obviously we have to wait to see everything else that's announced. It looks good with the information that we have now, but there's going to be more Whitebeard Pirates from OP-08 that we haven't seen yet that are almost certainly going to make it significantly stronger. Well, this is one of them. This is one that is going to make it significantly stronger. Because, of course, what you do with Marco is you just flat out put a Whitebeard Pirate with a cost of 4 or less on top of your deck. So then you go and play Ace, and there's no question of, are you going to hit one? You are. I mean, there'll still be times where you don't have one in hand, so you've got to kind of essentially draw a card with Marco. Oh, we haven't got one in hand. I'll put a card on the bottom of my deck and hope the next card on top of my deck is a 4 cost or lower Whitebeard Pirate. There will be times you cannot fix it, but there will be a lot of times where you actually can, and this is going to get silly. And look, you're not going to be able to get everything with this. You're not going to be able to get the Rush Ace from OP-02 because that is a 7 cost. You're not going to be able to get the Marco from OP-03 because that is a 5 cost. You will be able to get Blocker Marco from OP-02 because that's a 4 cost. And you're playing a blocker for free, and it's a card so good it literally got restricted for a while. That's pretty good. You will be able to get the Jozu, incidentally, that gains Rush if you've got 2 or fewer life cards. Marco, of course, is Whitebeard Pirates, so you will get to activate the Rush. Will you be able to get every Whitebeard card? Nah, mate, I just told you that. Are there several amongst them that you will be able to get? I mean, Jozu and Marco are the front runners here. They are my first 2 that I'm looking at and going, oh, that's spicy. I mean, I'd love to be able to get the promo ace with double attack here, but unfortunately it's a 5 cost. But there are plenty, and again, cannot stress this enough, there will be more that we see in the future. It's not just about looking now and saying, oh, well, these are the Whitebeard Pirates we've got. It is about going, well, hang on a second. In the future, there are going to be more Whitebeard Pirates, and that means there are going to be more opportunities for this ability to fire, and that is going to be awesome. This is a card, this is the first Whitebeard Pirate that we've seen since Leader Marco got revealed, and it is absolutely absurd. Okay, fine, that is technically a tiny bit of a lie. We did actually see the promo ace, which is a Whitebeard Pirate, and incidentally is a 4 cost or lower, and is blue. That's the one, lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put them back on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Not a bad card in Marco, incidentally, but it is also a promo that's not actually going to get delivered till July, and it's going to be hard to get play sets of it, so yes, technically we did see the ace, but it doesn't really count for the reasons I just said. And there's going to be more Whitebeard Pirates in this set. There is no way they're just giving us Marco Leader and Ace, and already this is starting to look ridiculous. And it's probably only going to get worse. I am pretty steadfast at this stage that when this set releases, I expect Marco to become the best leader. And I should actually mention quite quickly, if you look at the art of this, it's really cool. It is literally the flip side of the alternate art from OP-02. Now, it's not the same artist. OP-02 was Akira Igawa. It's amazing. But this is Ace and Luffy back to back. And you can see if you put the cards together, it is clearly different views of the same scene, which I think is rather awesome. But what about King? King's coming along. Could King challenge? Well, we've got a dual colour purple and black leader, 5,000 power, 4 life, and we've got activate main once per turn, Don -2, and either, if you've got 5 or fewer cards in hand, draw 1, or give one of your opponent's characters -2 costs this turn. It's alright. It's fine. Certainly on the face of it, I don't look at this and go, oh my word, that's ridiculous. It doesn't look like Marco, for instance. And the Don -2 is a pain, but then again, purple is ready for this, and we got the kid that will give you the Don back, etc., etc. So it's really not the end of the world. We're expecting this. But then we've got a leader that draws. And actually, we don't have many leaders that draw. Now, we do, interestingly enough, have a purple leader that draws. We've got Vinsmoke Reiju that once during your turn, when a Don card on your field is returned to your Don deck, draw a card. But that's different colour combination, purple and blue rather than purple and black. And you don't have the other option of reducing cost and playing in the black deck. So I think just from a drawing angle, I think Vinsmoke Reiju in purple decks is better. But it doesn't have everything else that King has. The other thing we've got is reducing cost. And obviously, this is the kind of thing we see from black leaders a lot. They love to reduce cost. So do we have any that we prefer? Now, we've got Perona, of course, but that's a -1 cost. Now, there's no downside there. You literally just have to do it rather than the Don -2. But certainly, you're reducing cost with King more than you are with Perona. Got to point that out. You could go for Issue, who's got Don -1. And it gives -1 cost to all of your opponent's characters. But it's green and black and it's to all and it's only -1, not -2. So Both of these skills are not necessarily perfect, but this is kind of like Perona in a way. You're choosing between two skills, and neither of them is in and of itself ridiculously broken, but they both serve very different purposes, and they both have a lot of potential to help out a lot of decks. I don't think this is a stunning card. I don't think it's a broken card. But I do think there is a fair amount of potential here. Of course, with a dual colour leader, we always have to do that thing that we do, where we go, well, hang on a second, what have we got in terms of black and purple leaders? Do we have any other black and purple leaders that we can actually have a little bit of a look at? And the answer is, we got Z, or Z if you're British, from OP-02. When attacking, don -4, KO up to one of your opponent's characters at a cost of 3 or less, and then this leader gains 1,000 power during this turn. I'm gonna be honest with you, that came out in OP-02, and I see the odd list of that leader floating around, but every time that leader comes around and does something good, people are like, what? That did good? And that kind of tells you everything you need to know. It has not proven to be a particularly good leader. I think King could be kind of good. I think the colour combination is fine. I think choosing between two skills is good. I think the Don -2 is annoying, but there are ways around it and ways to profit from it. And I do think having the options is nice, but it doesn't strike me as a broken leader yet. I've seen people calling it mid. I've seen people calling it just ridiculously good. And, you know, there are some fun combos that can be pulled off here. One thing I do want to mention before we finish here is the Kaido from Starter Deck 4, because it's got Rush, which is awesome, but also on play, Don -5, you can KO one of your opponent's characters of a cost of 6 or less. And obviously, when you combine purple with black that loves reducing cost, like the leader, for instance, yeah. And look, we know 10 is the maximum cost, right? We know that Kaido can get a 6 cost off the board. We know that Leader King can reduce cost by 2. So what we're really looking for is a 1 cost black card that can lower cost by 2. It's Suru, incidentally, who is a 1 cost with counter plus 2,000 that on play reduces one of your opponent's characters' cost by 2. So, yeah, you literally can go Rush Kaido and Suru and King's skill in the same turn to play Rush Kaido while also taking a 10 cost character off the board, which of course, as we know, is the maximum possible cost of character, which means literally removing any character from the board. I'm still not convinced King is going to be amazing, but if anyone was thinking, well, Wassy doesn't sound too high on this leader, and I'm not that high on it, I just want to point out, I told you it's a nice colour combination, there are some cool things we can do here. Also, please do remember, as I'm saying all the way along for these new leaders, you gotta remember, we've not seen any Animal Kingdom pirates from this set yet. It could get a lot worse. Right, that's what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards. Tell me what you think about King. Like I say, I've seen people say it's great and people say it's mid. Tell me where you come down and tell me if you're a little worried like I am that Marco might end up being too good. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.